Hey guys, how's it going? I hope everyone is doing okay, doing good, better than good, hopefully. But hopefully not bad, right? I thought the camera was a little crooked, but I might have made it worse. Not sure. Anyway, hello guys. Hey, how's it going? All right, so this is going to be a general reading for Gemini, air sign Gemini, and water sign Cancer. And I do apologize for the delay. I was trying to get on here yesterday, but had some things come up that I had to take care of and do. So, anyway, we're here now, and it's all divine timing. And both of these readings are going to be general, so they can be about love, work, friends, family, health, etc. And money too. I always want to put that one in there if I didn't already say it. And both of them are timeless, meaning they can resonate for the month of February 2023 as a guideline, but they could also start a little bit before, a little bit after, by a couple of months or even days, weeks, right? Whatever it is, since it is a general reading for multiple people. So I just wanted to say that ahead of time. And all are welcome, right? Whether you are a sun sign, Cancer, or a sun sign Gemini, or you're rising, or you have your moon in one of those signs, or you're not sure somewhere in your chart. We all have Gemini and Cancer somewhere in our chart, even if it doesn't say the word Gemini, it might be the house of Gemini or the house of Cancer, that kind of thing. So, yes. So, anyway, what else did I want to mention? Yes, Gemini, we've already started here and pulled all of your cards right underneath the sound bell. So, we'll get started with your reading in a few moments. But yeah, if you're familiar to me before, you know, but for the new people or for people who haven't been back in a while, I do take one photo of all the cards that are out on the table, and then I post it after the live is done in case people want to look at it more up close in detail, or even listen to the video and look at the photo at the same time. That's also an option you can do as well. So anyway, if that's something you're interested in, you don't have to, of course, but I do like to provide that. All you have to do is click in the description box below, and it'll just take you to little instructions on how to get to my Facebook page and all that, but it's pretty simple. um, so yes, so we're gonna go ahead and get into your reading here, Gemini. What else did I want to mention? I think that was everything. Yeah, I think that was everything. Let me double check in my little brain up here, my big little brain. I think that was everything. There might have been something else, so if it comes up later, we'll talk about it, right? So, to help ground and get ready and channel messages from Spirit for this reading for you guys, I'm just turning this music down with the commercial. Sorry about that. We're going to do a little sound bell. So, just be aware if you're listening with headphones or something like that, it may be loud for just a little bit. And feel free to take a couple of breaths in and out wherever you feel guided, or again, just to listen and kind of let go of anything of the day or night that you are holding on to, and just kind of, be open to messages from Spirit and from the tarot. All right. So here we go, Gemini. All right, Gemini. Okay. So I think that was a good one. Um, yeah, so guys, where I'm at over here, it's nighttime, and it's been kind of raining all day and still raining all night. So I was like, I kind of want some candles, just kind of, I don't know, it's not necessarily cold, but something just felt like we're gonna put some candles out. So why not, right? Okay, so Gemini, let's go ahead and call out your cards and see what we have here for you. We are using two different tarot decks, and then at the end we have two oracle cards for you as well. But yeah, we're talking about that 4 week time period of February. So of course, February is one of the shorter months of the year, but you just use it as a guideline, right? So when we're on the first four cards, I'll say it now, and I'll try to say it again when we're there, which dates may correspond to those, but again, it's just a guideline, okay? So we're going to say that the first card can be from around February 1st through the 9th. Second card, second week, can be from around February 10th through the 17th. And the third week and fourth week, I kind of messed it up when I wrote it down. But basically, we're just going to say both those 2 weeks are the 18th through the 27th. Okay. So again, it's just kind of a general guideline. All right. Because it could certainly happen a little bit before, a little bit after, right? Or even much after or much before. So we just kind of like to have that there. So anyway, let's see what else we have here for you, Gemini. So we're starting off with the Seven of Sacred Circles in the right side up position, also known as Seven of Pentacles. We have the Nine of Cups in the right side up position. We have the Ace of Staves, also known as Ace of Wands, in the right side up position. And we have the Three of Staves or Three of Wands in the right side up position as well. So yeah, really interesting reading so far here. I know we haven't talked about all the cards yet, but Spirit usually wants me to talk to you about certain cards with certain other cards, right? So we'll talk about what's on the top and the bottom of each deck. It looks like we have one with your first card and one with your fourth card, okay? And then, of course, we have your confirmation tarot at the end and all that good stuff. But yeah, let's see here, Gemini, what we have as far as it's okay, Hermes, it's just the rain. The trees like hitting the window and he gets a little freaked out. Let's see what we have here for you, Gemini, as far as the other zodiac frequencies. Some people like to know that, and we like to talk about it as far as the majors. We also talk about it with the minors too, but just call out the majors real quickly. So you've got one, two, is that it? Okay, yeah. So you got two major arcanas here in your reading. So it's not necessarily a good or bad thing, right? Just want to double check myself. So we have the Hierophant, which is Taurus energy, and we have the Strength card over here, which is Leo energy. So for some of you guys, Gemini, you could be dealing with a Taurus or a Leo, or you have a lot of that predominantly in your birth chart, or if you're dealing with one other person or multiple people, maybe they have a lot of it in their chart. Another option it could be is referencing something here during Taurus season, during Leo season of this year, of last year, or even next year. And the other thing it could also lastly be, if it doesn't mean anything at all to you, right, because that also could be an option, is that it could be referencing something in your birth chart that you need to check out. So find out where you have Taurus, find out where you have Leo, okay? So yeah, let's see what else we have as far as your minor arcana, and then we'll go ahead and go in order and get started. But it's all part of the reading, right? So we've got, well, obviously two wands, two swords, two cups, and a pentacle or sacred circle. So we've got a tie by three, right? So it's a combination of swords, wands, and cups. Okay. So what does this mean when we talk about the minor arcana and which one is the most prevalent, or the one that's showing up the most, right? Is it a lot of cups? Is it a lot of wands? Is it a lot of swords? That kind of thing, pentacles, etc. So it looks like you have that three tie here, Gemini. So swords, wands, and cups, okay? So we'll start with the easier one. So the cups in the tarot talk about our emotions and what fulfills us, right? What emotionally fulfills me? What am I drinking? What am I ingesting as far as emotions go, right? Our bodies are 90% water, okay? So that's showing up here. You do have one in the present current energies, and then you have one in the past. So we'll get into the more details of it later. And then what does it mean as far as both having the swords and the wands? Well, the wands and the swords can both be either a tool or a weapon. The wands talk about, or staves as is known in this deck, talk about our physical body. Are we in good health? Or are we in not so good health, right? That can be something that shows up when we talk about that card, but not for everybody. And then when we're talking about swords, we're talking about same thing. Is it a tool or a weapon? But this time, instead of the physical body, we're talking about mental health. So is my mental health in a good place or a not so good place? Okay, so those are a couple questions that can pertain to the reading, but they don't have to, right? And this reading, of course, Gemini, can be about you or not about you at all. It can be someone you're dealing with or multiple people you're dealing with, or just your Gemini situation. I was about to say your general situation, but yes, your general Gemini situation. Okay. So yeah, just kind of keep it in the background if it makes sense for you. If it doesn't, that's okay too. So let's start in order here. We're starting off with the beautiful Seven of Sacred Circles in the right side up position. Hopefully you can see the card. Lighting was a little different because I wanted you to see the candles. But hopefully you can see it looks like almost like a Thanksgiving spread here. Okay. And when we have this card here for you, Gemini, in that first week, which we said could be around February 1st through the 9th or so, this is really beautiful, abundant energy, right? So, sacred circles, also known as pentacles, can talk about money and wealth, but it can also talk about our values or value systems, okay? So, it's not two of pentacles, right? It's not even five, it's seven, okay? And 10 being the highest number in tarot, it's very close. It's getting closer to 10, okay? So, this is really nice energy here, Gemini. And when we're starting off your reading here, it could also be a little bit of energy from the recent past, in particular when we talk about the first card. So, could be some stuff, in the, like I said, recent past, whatever that means for you, that is underneath this card or why this card is showing up as well. But it's definitely not an energetic blockage, gentle reminder, challenge. It's really beautiful, abundant energy. And you could also say it's forward momentum and progress, all that good stuff here. So we'll go back to that in a second. But I wanted to say here, Gemini, is just like a little foreshadowing into your reading. You really don't have any gentle reminders, challenges, or energetic blockages. Okay. You've got one card. I don't want to give it all completely away now towards the end. That definitely shows some progress and it still has some things it wants to accomplish, but you don't have what I would say typically is um, a energetic blockage, gentle reminder, or challenge. So that's really nice to see. Usually everybody has at least one, unless you're lucky like you this time, Gemini. So awesome. But yeah, let's go ahead right now and talk about what was underneath your first card. Again, that Seven of Sacred Circles or Seven of Pentacles. So Spirit said, let's see what we got here. We have the Three of Swords in the right side up position and the Hierophant, that Taurus energy we talked about in the beginning, on the bottom of your deck here, and this is the Hermaic Tarot deck. Really pretty black and white cards with some kind of occult images from different cultures and beliefs and stuff. So anyway, I like to call these guys the sponsor cards. This energy, these cards made it possible for this Seven of Sacred Circles to come up in the right side up position. So it looks like here, Gemini, in the past, right? In the past will be different for everybody. It could be a couple days ago, weeks, months, years, etc. There was some type of mental overstimulation, mental confusion that lend itself more towards anxiety, worry, overthinking, and could have even brought up themes of betrayal, hurt, heartache, or even just lower vibrational frequencies and being mentally exhausted. Okay, that's what we're talking about with that Three of Swords energy in the right setup position. Okay, so again, Gemini doesn't necessarily have to be you, it could be someone around you or in your Gemini environment. Okay, but it acted as a catalyst because then we have here on the other side, we have the Hierophant. Okay, so we got the more difficult stuff we just mentioned, and then the Hierophant comes in, Taurus energy, and this can speak of schools, higher forms of learning, institutions, but it really talks about some type of guru, mentor, spiritual advisor, or even just a good friend or somebody that can provide some type of assistance or answers for somebody here. Okay, so that's what the Hierophant generally talks about. Okay, so it can be showing up here in the past, Gemini, to strengthen your own leadership qualities because people may look to you for those things, or it could be you looking to someone else for those insight and answers, or it can be a little bit of both, right? Of course. But this made it possible again for your first card to show up here, the Seven of Sacred Circles or Seven of Pentacles in the right side up position. So again, that abundant energy with finances, with money, but not just that, whatever abundance is, whatever you want to manifest in your life, okay? And having really good value systems here, or people feeling, valued in the correct way that they want to feel valued, right? The other thing the Seven of Pentacles or Seven of Sacred Circles talks about is the correct evaluation of self and others correctly evaluating you, right? So it's like we see that Thanksgiving spread, and excuse me, and it talks about this is all the stuff I've gathered up for the winter to survive, right? But there's still more that I need to do, but this is my progress so far. So that's why it's like the evaluation, planning for the future, correct evaluation, okay? Because when I say correct, there is no correct, right? But it's more like, it's another way to say it. It's more, I had it and then I lost my thought there. It's more, or the word I wanted to use, it's more about um, honesty, right? The honest evaluation of self and the honest evaluation of yourself by another, right? So that's what I kind of mean by correct, if that makes sense, okay? But let's keep going because you have a really beautiful reading here, Gemini, and I need to find out. I can't remember off the top of my head where I have Gemini in my chart, but this is looking really nice. So I'm like, oh, okay. Note to self, look that up after the reading is done. All right, so Gemini, now when we get to your second card, your second week, we have the Nine of Cups in the right side up position. And we said this could be from around February 10th through the 17th. All right, this is typically known as the wish fulfillment card. I'm trying to figure out the lighting so you can see it. There we go. You can kind of see, hopefully. It's like this party atmosphere. It's medieval, right? We've got the round table. We've got this beautiful dancer in the center, and everyone's having a nice meal, and all their cups are right side up, okay? So again, this could be something emotionally fulfilling in the second week of February. You can talk about celebrations for sure, or like an actual party, or you can just talk about a celebratory vibe, okay? Hermes. It's all right. It's just somebody else's car in the neighborhood. Hold on, guys. Let me turn my little music up. That's why I usually have it. Okay. I forgot to in the commercial anyway. All right. Hush, are you going to get locked out? Okay. Sorry. So, Gemini, again, second week, we're talking about the Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment card, something emotionally satisfying or fulfilling. Also, some type of party-like atmosphere. But it's also, right, when we're talking about the tarot, 10 being the highest number in each minor arcana category, or like cups or wands or pentacles, right? This is 9 is so close to 10. So it's also on the precipice for some of some type of ending, new beginning around something emotional, okay? But this is really beautiful, especially when it follows that your first card, the Seven of Sacred Circles, because it's almost like somebody planned for the future, planned for the winter, and then over here they're like, let's celebrate. Maybe this is during winter, right? Or let's say it's some other time, but it's a nice progression, right? It could also be, I don't know, I just thought of like the waiters or the servers that prepare the food, right? And then they show up to the party, and then they can hopefully enjoy as well in some fashion, right? But I don't know why I said that because I don't normally say that. So maybe somebody's a waiter or does catering or something. I have no idea. Okay, let's keep going though. All right, so one other thing I want to say though before I go forward to your third card is you have a balance here, right? We talked about in the beginning that you have three minor arcanas kind of in a tie. Okay, so you've got the earth sign energy with the sacred circles, pentacles. So And then you've got the Cups card energy, so water sign, right? And then you have your last two cards in the main four are both fire sign energy. Okay. So and you do have some swords, right, over in the past and a little bit future current possibly coming up as well. So you definitely have like kind of all of the elements here. It definitely feels balanced in that way, which is really nice to see because you don't always see that in readings. So all right, let's see what else we have though here for you. Beautiful. I love this card here. It's one of my favorite Gemini. All right, so this could be happening around the third week of February for some, but here we have the Ace of Staves in the right side up position, also known as Ace of Wands in the right side up position. Okay, fire sign energy. So it's not the particular card, but of course we have Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We have Leo down here, the official card. But anyway, when this card shows up, right, it's like, I don't know. How do you get anything better than the Nine of Cups? Well, then you get the Ace of Staves, right? So it's like preparing you or preparing another person or multiple people, general environment situation here, Gemini, for that ending new beginning that we talk about emotionally, but also with the fire element, the physical body, the health. So if there was any ill health or not great health in the past, when this card shows up, it means that things are starting to get a little bit easier as far as health and the physical body. It also could be that you're getting more passionate or fired up about something, or another person is, or multiple people, general environment situation. Also, when we talk about ace, particularly ace of staves, it's all about um, using our passions, the things that we're naturally good at, and our talents to bring out something beautiful, to make our life more beautiful in however way we want that to shape out. Okay, so that's here as well. And it's just really nice to see. Okay, so then when we transition from the Ace of Staves, your third card, third week, to the Three of Staves in the right side up position, which could be more towards the end of February, or even the beginning of March, perhaps for some. We have this energy of slowing down a little bit, okay? There's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't completely stop. The energy does not halt, which is good to know, right? Again, no energetic blockages, gentle reminders, or challenges. But you go from like the first 3 weeks being like amazing forward momentum, progress, energy, go, 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 right? And then it kind of slows down a little bit, but not too bad either. It's still going, okay? So when we get to the fourth card, fourth week here, Gemini, with that Three of Staves or Three of Wands in the right side up position, it can talk about somebody wanting to, and again, fire sign energy, wanting to come out of their shell a little bit, whether it's energetically, physically, spiritually, one or the other, or all of them, right? We see this couple, they just got off their little ship from the Nile River, right? And they're going to some event or party and they're bringing gifts, okay? So let's say they were in quarantine for a long time because of COVID, whatever, right? Like we all have been at some point, and now they're coming out slowly. They're starting to step back out into circulation. So this card can talk about an energy of just, yeah, stepping out slowly, making some type of effort to socialize in some way, or to get, or it could be because it's following the Ace of Staves, a little bit of using the higher vibrational frequencies of fire sign energy and dying it down a little bit and getting it more focused on um, not only the Ace of Staves is more like, I'm going to accomplish my goals and my dreams, right? But then maybe here it's more like, well, how can I also help the people in my physical environment, my friends, my family? How can I make them happy too? And if it's something as simple as socializing in some way, whether it's physically or on the phone or Zoom or whatever, that can be something showing up here as well. So let's talk about what's underneath it to get even more insight here. This is where Spirit wanted to talk to you about these other two cards, okay? So this is past energy that made it possible for the Three of Staves to show up. Okay, so it could be a couple days ago, weeks, months, years, etc. And we have the Leo card energy we're talking about earlier, the Strength card in the reverse position, and then another Ace, but this time it's Ace of Cups in the right side up position. So this is really interesting. All right, so it looks like here in the past, Gemini, somebody could have been lacking some type of courage or passion or confidence in themselves, which is kind of like courage in another way, right? To go about something. They could have also been feeling in the past, you yourself, someone else, multiple people, general environment situation, that it was harder for them to manifest whatever it was they wanted to manifest in their life in the past, okay? But then this strength card in the reverse position acted as a catalyst to then bring about, well, how do I change that energy? How do I start being able to manifest again? Have excuse me, have the confidence, have the skills, um, know I have all of the tools that I need, right, to manifest whatever it is I want to manifest. And then over here, we have the Ace of Cups in the right side up position. So this is a resiliency energy, emotionally resilient. Someone in the past did their homework, did their shadow work, whatever you want to call it, because we're talking about cups and emotions. They did it here. Because a lot of times in other decks, you would see a lotus flower in this card. So the lotus flower grows in the water, not in the land or the earth. So it grows out of a difficult situation and it's something really beautiful, right? So it's almost like this was seeded in the past and started in the past. Someone, again, did their homework for this Three of Staves to show up in the right side up position. It also, when Spirit put these two cards underneath here to talk about alongside this one, they could have also been saying that somebody here needed to know that it's okay to step out energetically, physically, or spiritually in little baby steps, right? Maybe somebody's a little bit nervous about that and they're going a little bit slower. But if they look to the past, they know that even if they're in a difficult environment, physically, emotionally, or spiritually in some way that they don't necessarily like, even if it's temporary and it's a party or a gathering or what have you. Just to know, maybe in the back of their mind or the back of your mind here, Gemini, that you're a badass and you're resilient or they're resilient, and that it's going to be okay. Okay. So, yeah, that's what we have there. But before we get to your oracle cards, we do have one more little tarot card here for you. This is your tarot confirmation card. So it's going to come in here and confirm all four cards, all 4 weeks, basically the month of February that we just talked about. And it is the King of Swords in the right side up position. All right. So this card is a combination of past and future energy. Okay. Not only is it confirming everything we already talked about, right? It can be go a little bit of both either way. Okay, depending on how you decide to take it. Because I always believe everyone has free will and choices to affect their environment. Okay, so when this King of Swords shows up here, air sign energy, right? So again, Gemini, that would be you, Libra, and Aquarius, not your official card, but your energy is there. It talks about mental clarity, right? And it's the King of Swords, right? It's not a page or a knight, but it's the king. So it's royalty energy. It is also, let's say, being confident and having resources for other people to help them take care of the kingdom, right? Since he is a king, okay? The other thing is that there is this energy of being able to see things from a higher perspective, right? A lot of times in this card and other decks, you would see a bird, but this time it's really cool. It looks almost like a moth, right? There's this man is kind of turning into a moth. If you can see the wings there at the top of the card. Okay, so it's like, yes, how can I see things from a higher perspective? Put things in their little, not boxes, but put things in their place or understand things from the position of how they relate to others in their place. Okay. But yeah, this King of Swords energy is really beautiful when it shows up here for you. And this deck, the Hermetic Tarot, they call this card the Prince of the Chariot of the Winds. Okay. But he's not a prince, though. He's a king. Okay, so it's interesting, okay, why it says prince instead of king. It could be that it's a combination of the prince becoming the king, another, metaphor you could see with the moth, right? Or a caterpillar, right, transforming. But there's definitely this transformative air sign energy here. So, yeah, I see it as just stepping into your power and being more confident here, Gemini, or the other person, multiple people, general environment situation. But I think it's really beautiful, and I would take it and make it so it is part of um, your current possibilities, probabilities, energy. It doesn't have to just stay being a little bit of past energy and a little bit of future. Go ahead and make it your future energy, right? So that's beautiful, and he definitely represents for momentum and progress as well. He's on a chariot here, right? And there's all these little angels. They also look like little fairies, like little mischief fairies, right? But they're helping him, okay, move forward. It's almost like they're pretending he has four arms instead of two. I don't know if you guys can see that. Trying to make sure the glare. So they're kind of giving him more weapons, giving him more wind behind his back to keep pushing him forward. So that's really beautiful, Gemini. And I love to see it here, okay, for you. So, with that being said, let's talk about your little oracle cards real quickly before we switch over to Cancer. But for this period, I wanted to pull out an old oracle deck I haven't used in a while. It's called The Stone People Medicine by Manny Two Feathers. And so his daughter commented on one of my videos, which is so cool. From one of my past videos that I had used it before, and I was like, I'm gonna take it out again just to like be like, thank you, girl, thank your father. All right. So anyway, the card that you got for this time period and beyond, Gemini, is Spider Medicine. Okay. Look how cool is that? All right, so I'm gonna try to pick out the main points from this since I don't have it memorized. But right off the bat, when I think of spiders, I think of Charlotte's Web, I think of Native American culture. This oracle deck is about, and I think of all the different also cultures that talk about spiders and their web being creation myth or this kind of thing. So it definitely has a lot of deep symbolism and things that come up in my mind, and not necessarily scary because I am kind of scared of spiders, but I also try to embrace them. Okay. So let's see what it says here real quickly. It says, what can you expect from spider medicine? Limitless possibilities, psychic intuition. Okay, I didn't know about that one. Life options, career choices. Okay. Realization of your dreams and protection from bad influences. Okay, so yeah, that's beautiful. Also, when you think of like the dream catcher, right? It's almost supposed to be like a spider's web, right? Catching those bad things so it doesn't affect you. Okay, so that's really beautiful. I didn't know about the career options and all that, but that makes sense, right? So what else here? Let's see real quickly. Um, mm, 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 mm. Many species of spiders have 8 eyes. This physical characteristic can be used to help you spot opportunities coming to you from any direction. Okay. They also have 8 legs, enabling you to move in any direction. Spider medicine also helps you to be resilient. Oh my God, we were just talking about that with the past Ace of Cups, right? Yes, resiliency. I'm sorry, to be resilient to change and to adapt to new life situations quickly. Spider medicine enables you to be diverse and better equipped to cope in the times of change that inevitability. Oh my gosh. Let's start again. Spider medicine encourages you to be diverse and better equipped to cope in the times of change that inevitably come for all of us. All right, so that's beautiful. I think I don't remember the details, but I know in Africa, the spider is like a fertility symbol, and each of the 8 legs like mean different things too. So definitely some cool stuff to talk about there, or to give you even more thought to look up more stuff for yourself if you feel guided about spiders. All right. And then Gemini, your last oracle card here. Really beautiful deck that my dear friend got me. The Wild Unknown Alchemy Oracle deck. So the card that you got is Summer. Okay. And that's so funny, right? We think of Gemini season as in the summer. All right, so let's see what it talks about here real quickly for you. It talks about fullness, vitality, sensuality. That's beautiful. It says to experience summer is to be embodied. The summer air kisses every crevice of our body, opening us up in ways long forgotten. Lost, lust, desire, laughter, sweat, physicality. These are all expressions of summer's fullness shining through. When this card appears, know that your senses are heightened and the work is nearing full expression. It may feel as though things are electrified or about to burst. Keep in mind that, like all the alchemy seasons, summer will soon pass. For now, everything in your narrative is fleshed out, and the story has just another chapter or two until it begins again. So revel and enjoy in this time of ripening and rhythm. Celebrate, gather, connect. Whether the season is literal or metaphysical, let yourself be swept into the pulse of these hot and heavy nights. Um, yeah, I mean, that definitely goes with, in particular, that Nine of Cups card, your second card, second week. But yeah, there's definitely feeling like because you have no energetic blockages, gentle reminder, or challenges at all in your reading here, Gemini, it's like really like, again, that celebratory energy of just enjoying yourself. Even if you have to work and you have to do certain things, finding little joys while you can. Definitely, I've felt that energy before. And I started talking about the servers and the catering, which I never talk about. So I was trying to get to that point. Okay. And then, real quickly, the last thing here, this book or deck likes to talk about some artwork or film or paintings that you can look at to get even more insight or energy of this card. So it says to go deeper, watch the movie Call Me By Your Name. Okay, I don't know that movie, so I'll have to check it out. And the other thing that it says here to ponder or think about, it says all that is ripening. What else? Last thing is, recall a summer memory. Put pen to page and write about it for a few moments. Fill the page quickly, letting the wave of summer sensations wash through you. Okay, so that could be a little exercise for some people if they feel guided. All right, but that is your reading, dear Gemini. So I hope you got something from it, and feel free to let me know in the comments down below if you feel guided, but you don't have to, of course. And then I also wanted to say I really appreciate everybody's energy and your views and all the definitely free ways to support my channel here. So if you haven't already and you want to subscribe, it is free. All you have to do is hit the subscribe button. And as long as you have a YouTube account with your free, set up with your email, then you would just get a notification when I put out new videos. And you can always unsubscribe at any time if it gets to be too much or whatever. And then the other free way you can support the channel, of course, is to like this video. The more likes that it gets in the first day or so really helps the YouTube's algorithm share it more with others. So of course it also lets me know that there was something in the video that you liked and that you want to share more with others. So I appreciate that if you feel guided. And then the third way, of course, is to physically send it to friends or family. All right, so with that being said, we're going to go ahead and switch over to Cancer. And we're at almost 38 and a half minutes or so. So I'll make a mental note for later for the timestamp. So we're going to go ahead and do some shuffling. And of course, we'll do another sound bell and grounding and yeah, get into the Cancer energy and see what's coming up for Cancer. All right, let's just let everything chill with the crystals for a moment here. And gather myself. I don't know if you guys can hear the rain, but it's so nice. All right, so let's see here. Actually, speaking of rain, I'm gonna get some water. Rainwater, okay. Yeah, a lot of people do that actually. If it's a full moon or something, right, they do the moon water, or you can do rainwater too. Um, but yeah, all right. So let's start with the tarot cards, of course. Oh, and I forgot I have incense. So let's do that. Let's pull the cards through the smoke a little bit too. It's another great way to cleanse from the last reading. All right, we'll definitely do more shuffling on that in a moment. Just at least put them in there. Get them all ready. I'm just like throwing the incense, like yeah, my mom got me this really nice incense holder. I think I've showed you guys it before. You've probably seen them everywhere, where it looks like the incense is going down like in a waterfall. It's cute. You have to position it right, just in the right spot, or it doesn't necessarily flow like it's supposed to. But yeah, it's just cool. So let's see here. See if we can get it going. And actually, I'll keep it right here. Hopefully, I don't knock it over, but I try not to put too much stuff, even though I have lots of stuff everywhere. Okay, so wait a few minutes and then it should start going down. I'll try to look up at the screen and see if it's going down yet. Yep. Hopefully I didn't block the... I think it just takes a second too. There it goes. Can you guys kind of see it? Well, when I start moving it, it gets messed up, but there it goes. There we go. I'll just put it there for a second. Let's cleanse the cards. Cleanse the energy. All right. I think that one's going to die soon. It's real small. I don't even think you can see it, the one over here. Okay. Cleanse. And it's a big deck. Big deck. All right. All right, I think that's good. So stay there, don't fall. All right, so hopefully you saw the waterfall. I'm gonna move it back out the way. Just so I got a little bit more room. See, when you move it, then you have to like start again. Okay, anyway, why am I obsessed with the waterfall right now? All right, guys. Oh, getting into the Cancer energy. Oh, wait. My goodness. Let's do our sound bell right now first. Okay, so here we go. So we're going to let go and release anything that we're holding on to today or this evening. We're going to make sure that we are clear channel for spirit and to channel the messages from spirit to you guys as clearly as possible. All right, and we're just going to ground ourselves. So feel free to take a couple deep breaths if you feel guided, or just to listen. All right, and just be aware, be a little loud if you're listening with headphones. All right, so Cancer. All right, I think that was a good one, guys. I don't know if you heard my dog sigh, but Hermes took a deep breath. He got the message. All right. So let's go ahead and do some shuffling here. Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for water sign Cancer. The crab. For February 2023, what do they need to see? What do they need to know? Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for water sign Cancer. The crab. What do they need to see? What do they need to know? Open the window in just a second. I got hot all of a sudden. All right. Messages for Cancer. February 2023. Yeah, let me do that real quickly. Sorry, 1 second, guys. It's good to get a little bit of air. Hopefully, it's a little bit super windy outside. I'll blow this one out too. It's almost dead there. Oh. Hey, girl, hey. All right. All right, much better. Okay. Let's see what we're going to get here for Cancer. Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for air sign. Oops, not air sign. Water sign. Oops, there we go. Water sign Cancer, the crab. For February 2023, what do they need to see? What do they need to know for their highest vibration? 4 cards only, please, spirits. Messages for Cancer. What does Cancer need to see? What does Cancer need to know for their highest vibration? Messages for Cancer for February 2023. Messages for water sign Cancer. All right, so then we're going to take the top and the bottom. Whatever, just put this over there. And then figure out the orientation real quick of how Spirit wants these. Spirit says you want the 10 of Cups in the reverse position here for Cancer as the first tarot card. Okay. And Spirit just to confirm, you want the Prince of Cups in the right side up position as the second card for this Cancer reading. And Spirits in love and light, respect and reverence before, during, and after. Spirits, did you want the 2 of Swords in the right side up position to represent the third tarot card for this Cancer reading? Thank you. And Spirits, thank you for listening. Did you want the 3 of Swords in the right side up position to represent the fourth tarot card for this Cancer reading? Thank you. All right. I'm not sure where they want these, but we'll just take a little guess here. Spirit, did you want me to talk about the Devil in the right side up position and the 3 of Cups in the right side up position when I talk about the 10 of Cups in the reverse position here? No. Okay. So maybe down here. Spirit, did you want me to talk about the Devil in the right side up position and the 3 of Cups in the right side up position when I talk about the 3 of Swords in the right side up position? Okay, so they said yes, so we'll leave that there. It's interesting. I don't know what that reminds me of. I have to think about it. These 3 cards right here. All right, Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for water sign Cancer, the crab for February 2023. A little bit of music. What do they need to see? What do they need to know for their highest vibrational good? Cancer, water sign Cancer, the crab for February 2023. 1 card only, please, Spirits. All right. And then we do the same thing. We're going to do the top and the bottom. Alrighty. There. And then confirm the spirit real quickly how they want these guys. I think I forgot my hair thing, but that's okay. I'm like so hot for some reason. All right. Spirits, would you like the Princess of Wands in the reverse position and represent what's on top of this Hermetic Tarot deck for this Cancer reading? And Spirit says you want the Ace of Cups in the right side of position to represent what's on the bottom of this Hermetic Tarot deck for this Cancer reading. And Spirit says you want me to talk about the Princess of Wands in reverse and the Ace of Cups in the right side of position when I talk about the Ten of Cups in the reverse position. No. Okay. They were like, no. All right. Message received. I don't know why I kept trying to put it over there. But hey, you gotta try it. Okay, let's see. Spirits, do you want me to talk about the Princess of Wands in reverse and the Ace of Cups in the right side of position when I talk about the Two of Swords in the reverse position? I think they want it all right here where I felt all that energy. Double check. Spirits, you want me to talk about the Princess of Wands in reverse position and the Ace of Cups in the right side up position when I talk about the Three of Swords in the right side up position? Yeah. All right, so that's where they want it. I'm going to move this since it's done anyway. All right, so we'll leave that there. Go ahead and get our last little oracle cards here and get started. Spirits, guide my hands. Additional oracle messages for water sign Cancer, the crowd. For February 2023. That's okay. That's the one they want. Alrighty. Put that right there. And this last one here. That was funny. It just came right out. All right. Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for Cancer. Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for water sign Cancer, the crowd. For February 2023, one card only. That one wants to come out. All right. So we'll just open the book to these pages and then get started since I don't have all the oracle cards exactly memorized. All right, so this one is, I've seen it before. Once I get more used to these, hopefully you'll be able to find things faster or just remember right off the top of my head. Okay. And then this one real quickly, we'll just open the page. Okay. All right. And let's take our picture and we'll get started. Alrighty. Hopefully you can fit all of these cards in the photo. We will. We'll just have to get a little creative with certain things. Okay. There we go. Okay. It is what it is. All right. Let me take a quick photo here. All right, make sure there's no glare. People can read it. Right. Yep. Okay. Looks good. All right. Thank you, Cancer, for being so patient. All right. So here we are. We're at 54 minutes. So I'll make a mental note of that and I will put it in the timestamps for the people that, don't have time to watch the shuffling or don't want to. All right, so let's go ahead and call out your cards here. Dear Cancer, again, this is a general reading, can cover things like love, money, friends, work, health, etc. All that good stuff and the bad stuff, it's all there. All right, so always use your own intuition and see how it shapes out for you. But yes, it's also a timeless reading, so it's initially set for February 2023, but for some people, it could be a little bit before, a little bit after that. All right, so let's see what we have here for you, Cancer. We have the Ten of Cups in the reverse position. We have the Prince of Cups in the right side up position. We have the Two of Swords in the right side up position, and we have the Three of Swords in the right side up position. All right, so we'll talk about the other ones all down here at the end with the fourth card, fourth week. But we also have some oracle cards we'll do at the very end. But yes, we are using two different tarot decks as well. So let's talk about real quickly the time frames these things may happen, right, as just a general guideline. So the first card, first week, could be from around February 1st through the 9th. Second card, second week, could be from around February 10th through the 17th. And then the third and fourth weeks of January, I didn't write exactly the date down correctly, but it's somewhere between February 18th and the 27th. Okay, so again, they're just kind of like guidelines. All right, but yeah, let's see what we have here for you, Cancer, and definitely turn that down. So sorry about that. It's for the dogs. All right, so Cancer, as far as the other zodiac frequencies that are showing up here for you, let's start there real quickly. As far as your major arcana, yeah, it looks like you only have one major arcana. It is not necessarily a good or bad thing, just a mental note. All right. So you do have the official card here for Capricorn. So for some Cancers, you could be dealing with a Capricorn, or you have a lot of Capricorn in your chart, or the other person does. It could also be referencing Capricorn season of this year, of last year, of next year, or it could also be referencing for some a section in your birth chart that you should look more into, like where you have Capricorn. Or it means nothing at all, but just wanted to mention it, okay? Now let's see what we have for you as far as your minor arcana. I believe it's cups, because Lord, you've got a lot of cups here. Okay, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4 cups, 2 swords, and 2 wands. Okay. Wait, is that right? Yeah. All right. So it's definitely cups. Okay. So Cancer, water sign Cancer, right? Even if you're not a sun sign Cancer, cups in the tarot, right? Talk about our emotions, right? Being water sign, typically as a stereotype, right, we can be tapped more into our emotions or feel them more intensely than others. All right. So when we talk about the cups in the tarot, though, we're asking um, of ourselves and possibly others, right? Are they emotionally satisfied? Am I? What are my emotional priorities? What makes me emotionally happy? So that could be some things that are just like beneath reading in the background, but it doesn't have to be for everyone. But we just like to look at it in the beginning. All right. Let's go ahead and officially go in order here, Cancer. And I don't know if I said Capricorn, but I meant to say Cancer because you have Capricorn over here. There's definitely lots of Capricorn energy, but you're Cancer. All right. We start off with your first card, first week, the Ten of Cups in the reverse position. All right. So this is a little bit of an energetic blockage, gentle reminder or challenge. But whatever it is here, Cancer, it doesn't last long, okay? Because then your next card is really more in the forward momentum, progress energy. It's a more of up, up, and go. This is a slowed down, completely slowed down energy, right? So that's why I say it's a gentle reminder or just kind of a slowing down of energy. Now, when we're talking about the cups, right, all the emotional stuff we just talked about, it could be for some when this is showing up here, Cancer, that in that first week of February, there is some type of emotional new beginning or ending that just doesn't happen yet or isn't well received or it's put on hold. Okay. But again, it doesn't last forever, right? But that's definitely a bummer when those things happen, right? It's no fun. But also, there could be a straight up celebration put on hold, right? Because normally when Ten of Cups is right side up, it's a party. All these people at the bottom are traveling across the moat, I think what it's called, right? To get to the castle, to the drinks, to the rainbows, right? All that good stuff. But it's reversed. So it's kind of like the energy doesn't happen yet. It's either put on hold or isn't well received. Okay. But it doesn't last too long because look what shows up right after it. Your other cup, another cups card, right? The Prince of Cups in the right side up position. Okay. So if I was to look at your whole reading here, Cancer, I would say that second week of February looks like the best energy so far, right? So if there's something that you want to accomplish and you have the ability to change the timing of something, I would go for that second week of February because it's just like your best card. Okay, that Prince of Cups in the right side up position. And we said it could be from around February 10th through the 17th, but again, it's not exact. Okay, but here he comes in, right? And he is a prince or a knight, right? He's still open to learning new things. He's not a king yet, he's not set in his ways, but he's leaving behind dark clouds, right? We see the lightning in the background. He's now moving on to greener pastures, okay? And his cup is right side up. It does not fall over, okay? So when this shows up here, Cancer, it could be that there is some type of medium size communication or opportunity coming in for you here in that second week of February. It could be that you're going to give this offer to someone or someone's going to offer you something or communicate something to you, or it could also come in general from your spirit guides, guardian angels, what have you. Okay. Now, when I say medium size, it's because he's a prince or a knight. Okay. My dog is having little dreams. So cute. Okay. You can hear it. Maybe you can't. So it's medium, right? Because it's not a page. The page goes number one in tarot, then it goes prince or knight, and then king. Okay. So this is a medium sized communication or offer. So if you make an example as a job offer, it's not the smallest job, like entry level position, let's say, but it's not the CEO position. It's something in between. You can apply this to things about health, about money, about love, whatever you want, right? But it is, if we had to say a size type of offer or communication, is a more medium, right? It's not bad, right? But that's just what it is, okay? But he's coming in here and he's offering something emotional, right? So again, all these emotions, Cancer, we're talking about, but his cup is right side up. So there is this also energy of something being emotionally fulfilling or satisfying or happy. Okay. So again, when it follows that 10 of cups in the reverse position, it's like whatever was put on hold, that party celebratory energy, or the endings, new beginnings around something emotionally, then this one comes in and says, okay, it's not the biggest party, it's not the biggest castle, let's say, but it's something. It is also not small, right? And it is for momentum and progress. Okay. So definitely looks like Cancer, your second week here is really beautiful. Okay. But let's keep going and see what else comes out. It's not all bad. I don't want to scare you or anything. Okay. So now when we get to your third card, third week, we have the Two of Swords in the right side up position here, Cancer. So it looks like somebody or something really needs to make a decision about something. Now the energy has slowed down again. It's not completely stopped. Okay. Excuse me, but it has slowed down. All right. And so here we see the back of this Japanese woman, and she's sitting down looking at the water and the sunset. Okay. She's got both swords crossed above her body, and she's typically blindfolded. Okay. So what we see is just the back of her, right? But it talks about integration of the heart chakra and the crown chakra, right? So her swords are her logical mind. They're up, they're not down, right? So she's trying to use her logic to make sense of something, but there's something missing, right? So it's again, it's that integration here. It's the time period of I wouldn't call it rest because the Two of Swords energy is not necessarily restful. It can be more restless feeling, but it is, right before some type of important decision that needs to be made. Now, because it is following the Prince of Cups, that communication or offer that comes in, then maybe perhaps here Cancer makes you really think about something before you decide to accept or deny an offer of communication. You know what I mean? Or it could also be that no, that's what it is. I thought there was something else there, but no, that's definitely what it is. Okay. Um, it could be there's something triggering here too for some people. Okay. I said that because of what the next card is. All right. But yes, let's go there. So we go from the Two of Swords right side up to now your fourth card, fourth week, the end of February, right, is the Three of Swords in the right side up position. So there's a little bit of backwards and forward stepping, right? Because normally um, two goes before three, but there's something off about it. It feels like it should be the other way to me. It's almost like if there is a triggering event or there's pain or hurt or heartache, which the Three of Swords is, that's the energy it represents, or mental confusion, mental exhaustion, it kind of feels like it should come before for some reason to me. And that could just be because it's triggering. It's like it's something that's happened before. Yes, we all have pain, hurt, heartache, mental exhaustion, or confusion at some point in our lives if we're a human being, right, and not an alien. But yeah, let's see what's underneath it, because if you saw me shuffling, guys, right, all spirit wants all the cards underneath it to be talked about with that card, the fourth card, the end of February. Okay. So let's do it. All right. So this is past energy that made it possible for the Three of Swords in the right side up position to show up in that fourth week. So we have Capricorn energy that we talked about in the beginning with the Devil card in the right side up position and the Three of Cups in the right side up position, which was on the bottom of your deck here. Okay, Cancer. So looks like in the past, it could be a couple days ago, months, weeks, years, somebody or something was out of balance, right? It could be talking about addictions or self sabotaging energy. These people that are chained up by the devil, you don't see it in this deck, but the chain is always loose. It's laying just ever so open on their neck, right? So, talking about choices, okay, when the devil card shows up. So, something in the past was a little bit out of balance or completely out of balance, right? With our wild side and their not wild side, right? And again, addictions, that kind of thing, self-sabotaging energy. It could have had something to do with, for some, not everybody, some type of third-party energy here with the Three of Cups in the right side up position. And what is third party? People always assume that if we're talking about love, then that means the other person, let's say, is cheating or has another lover. Yes, it can be, but that's not what it generally means, right? It's up to for you to decide. Use your intuition. It can be the other person is a workaholic. It can be the other person has a family member that's an interfering, right? It's some kind of interfering energy between the two people, okay? For some, if we're talking about third party energy. Now, for others, it could be that this Capricorn energy that was out of balance, right? It it created some type of catapulting energy that then decided, I don't want to stay here. I'm going to take the chain off my neck, and then I'm going to find people that support me, right? So the Three of Cups also talks about support, emotional support, right? All their cups are right side up. I believe that's supposed to be Guinevere and either her brother, and then that's Merlin or the king. I can't remember. Anyway, their family, their friends, something going on here, right? That's supportive energy. Okay. So when we look at it with the Three of Swords, it feels more like the third party, the first thing I was talking about. Because if it was more supportive energy, which it could be for some, then why is this still here? Then the wound hasn't healed, right? It's almost like there is still this hurt, heartache, pain, betrayal, or um, intellectual overdose, right? Some type of crown chakra, um, air sign energy, logical mind being used too much, okay? So if there was supportive energy in the past, it's like, then why would that Three of Swords still show up? Because if you have some type of support system, friends, family, mental health care worker, romantic partners, whatever it is, they would hopefully come up in there and be like, hey, we're here for you. I'm gonna lock you out. sorry. We're here for you, right? So feels more like third party, but it doesn't have to be. But let's go underneath, right? Because then you have the other deck here as well, all being in this last fourth week of February. I want to look real quickly at the astrology notes again to see what's going down during that time. If this is not, that's not it. Hold on. Where? There we go. I was like, why am I looking at January? This is February. Okay. So let's see. We've got this would be February 20th. There's a new moon in Pisces. Venus enters Aries. There's Saturn semi-square Chiron. That's probably what it is. And maybe possibly the other. Jupiter is quintiling Pluto. Okay. But it really feels like the Saturn semi-square Chiron. When Saturn shows up and the ruler of Capricorn, that's what this is talking about. So all these things I've already said so far are true, but also astrology, where the planets are, right, are affecting humans as well. If the moon can affect the water, and we're 90% water, imagine what the planets can do, right? So with that Saturn semi-squaring, whatever it was exactly, semi-squaring Chiron, it's like somebody needs to get serious about healing, right? It's like responsibilities, getting serious, organized about healing. Chiron is the wounded healer. Someone is still, I said earlier before I even looked at the notes, right, that there's still a wound that needs to be healed here, okay? And we all have that, right, at some point in our lives. So not a big deal. No one's judging, right? Definitely not me. So let's talk about these last two before I get all excited about something else. Okay, so again, past energy here, Cancer, possibly giving us more insight to why this one comes out. So this is where we had that Princess of Wands in the reverse position and the Ace of Cups in the right side up position here. All right. So it looks like here, Cancer, for some in the past, with the Princess of Wands in the reverse position, it's almost like somebody possibly didn't want to level up in some area of their life. They weren't ready for the promotion. They weren't ready to move in with someone. These are all examples, right? Whatever it is. Or they weren't ready to get serious about some kind of physical illness, okay, within the body. Because that's what wands talk about, right? So this is the princess. Hopefully you can see it with the candle and the glare. This is the Princess of Wands in reverse, okay? So the wand staves talk about our physical body, our health. So when you put it together, though, I just had a thought too, because Gemini, we just did Gemini, they also had Ace of Cups over here in a different position, right? I think so. So that could possibly be, as far as the astrology, what did I say about Pluto, right? Because we've got water over here, Pisces. Jupiter quintiling Pluto, right? So Pluto's truth and transformation, Jupiter's travel, wealth, education, religion, everything Jupiter touches expands. So you have expansion of transformation and truth, okay? Ace of Cups, in the past, somebody was not ready to level up in some area. She wasn't ready to be a queen yet, so she reversed herself, right? But then over here you have the Ace of Cups, and it's like your cup is overfilling. You are resilient, right? Again, this time you actually see the lotus flower at the bottom here of this cup. Like I said before, you always tend to see some type of lotus imagery, which is prevalent in a lot of cultures and faith and religion and stuff, about resiliency, about being strong, creating something difficult and creating something beautiful in a difficult environment. Okay. So you have 4 cups cards that we talked about, right? That is the majority of your minor arcana. You have all this water energy, all these emotions, right? So it's kind of like Maybe you've got to lean into it more towards the end of February than maybe you want to, or the other person, if it's not about you, Cancer, and multiple people, general environment situation. But yeah, it's here, and it feels more like this is just a little bit of realigning and healing whatever finalize that wound is, right? So once you've put the medicine in it, the medicine, right? Um, you're supposed to put a band-aid on it, okay, and let it heal, but then it has to have air, but then you don't pick at it, right? You fully heal it. So this is like serious energy again of Saturn with Chiron here, okay? Um, but let's see, because you still have one tarot card over here. So let's keep going, not stay there forever. Okay, nothing is scary, right? Okay, so now when we get to your tarot confirmation card, this is going to come in and confirm all four cards, all here at the top, the 4 weeks of February, let's say. Okay, and this is a combination of past and future energy. It's the Five of Wands in the right side up position. Every time this card shows up in this position and it's had a similar feeling to the reading, it's like somebody or something is taking life way too seriously and they're not utilizing their support system, like we said before. Like, where is the support, right? If that wasn't a third party energy next to the devil and it was just straight up Three of Cups supportive energy, then where is it? So Five of Wands is typically five guys. It looks like they're fighting. They're not fighting, they're actually playing and practicing and strategizing, right? Like, okay, if it doesn't go according to plan A, let's have a plan B, C, D, E, F, G, right? And again, the playing aspect is like, yes, sometimes we have to fight, but do we know how to fight? Can we play fight, right? Can we just loosen up the energy here? So that's really what's showing up here, Cancer. And I think that would help during this last part of February that may feel like overwhelming for some. There's always, a way out of it to heal correctly, right? To run towards the thing that we fear. As long as we have our support system with us, we're going to make it through. Okay, and when we talk about transformation in this deck, because it's Hermaic, it's got all these really cool elements. We've got the snakes, the lions, looks like eagle tail, but I can't tell. And then I don't know if these are alligators. I don't know. That's just really cool. If you can see all the things going on in the card here. Okay. So yeah, use the support system. Don't take it so seriously, Cancer. And also use fire sign energy, right? If you're feeling overwhelmed at any point here, Cancer, or the other person is, general environment, multiple people, be like, okay, how do I ground myself? How do I get earth energy? That's the one thing you don't have in this reading. You don't have one pentacle or one sacred circle. That's the same thing, right? So how do you ground yourself? How do you get back into your body? There's air, there's emotions, there's a little bit of fire, and tons of fucking water, right? So find the earth energy, ground yourself, take a walk, call a friend, watch a comedy, whatever it is. Like, just break it up. Okay. All right. Let's get to your oracle cards. Okay. So the one that you got here, Cancer, for this time period, even beyond, this is from the Stone People Medicine by Manny Two Feathers. And his daughter commented on one of my videos from a long time ago. And so, excuse me, I brought them out again. Beautiful deck of cards. So the one you got is the Man in the Maze Medicine. Interesting. Okay. So I'll kind of just find the main points here. I'm not going to read everything since we don't have a lot of time, but let's see. Okay, here we go. I was like, where is it? It says, what you can expect from the Man in the Maze Medicine, your own spirit guide or guardian angel, protection from problems, spiritual, emotional, and physical balance, guidance and solutions. Okay, so let's read just a little bit more here. So that sounds good. I'm totally going to mispronounce this, but I'll do my best. It looks like Aha, man in the maze, is your personal spirit guide through life. The maze signifies our world and with all the twists and turns of life. See, Aha could also be called your native guardian angel. From the day we are human beings are born, we face problems daily. See, ha or hey, however I was saying it. Our older brother comes to our side to help us with our problems that make our lives hard. He is present our entire life, though his presence is known by few. Older brother helps us find our spiritual, emotional, and physical balance and is our protector. In the center of the maze, Thola, our sun father, waits to bless us. He takes us by the hand and introduces us to the Creator and the next world when this life is past. If you find yourself meeting obstacles every time you set out to do a certain thing, take man in the maze to a quiet place. Hold the stone in your hand and concentrate on your problem. You will find a solution or the reason behind the delay will come to you. Perhaps another path will also clear and an easier solution will present itself. Um, yeah, so when it talks about a stone, I think it just means like any stone, right? If you go for a walk, um, pick up a stone or a rock and just let it be the physical grounding place again to reconnect you to that earth sign energy. Okay, so that is beautiful. Let's get your other little oracle card and then get you on your way here, Cancer. So this one popped out real fast when we were shuffling. You got the breath card. Look how pretty those colors are. Really nice. And I feel like it says pneumonia, or not pneumonia, but it's like kind of, I don't know, the Latinish version of that. I'm just not saying it right, but we're just going to call it breath. Okay. All right. So I won't read all of it, but I'll try to find the takeaways from it. Okay. It says, when this card appears, it is a call to make room, to expand and soften the approach to some type of work. Okay, interesting. Take a breath, right? It says, it is no coincidence that nearly every spiritual and physical lineages bows to the breath. Via observance of it, meditation, breath technique, pranayama, or chanting or song. Okay, so this card talks about inspiration, presence, and life force. Those other key words here. Let's see. All right, it says this card may appear simple, but it is not. No matter how advanced you are in studying breath, if you heed the message of this card, you will find it has more to teach. Bow to it at this very moment, and you will discover the work revitalizes itself. New space opens. Breath is your lifelong alchemy ally, stating its love with every inhale and exhale. All right, that's beautiful. And it says to go deeper, take one deep, full breath. All right, like we do with the sound bell, or I do. Okay. But yeah, it says to ponder, think about the first breath of all the breaths. Okay. So yeah, whatever that means for you. I think that when it just said something about things not going your way, or maybe that was the other oracle card about some kind of delay. Remember your Ten of Cups in reverse, the first card in the first week. That could have been a delay or things not going exactly your way. Maybe just to take a few breaths, right? But yeah, hopefully you got something from this reading, dear Cancer, and always feel free to let me know if you feel guided. You don't have to, of course. But yeah, that is your reading. Enjoy this time period. And yes, if you want to subscribe and you haven't yet, it is free. There's a couple of free ways to support the channel, of course. So I always feel stupid repeating myself, but that's what you have to do. So first of all, thank you for all the patience to my longtime viewers. hearing me repeat all my things that I have to repeat. So thank you. But yeah, basically, the more likes this video gets in the first day or two, it'll share with YouTube's algorithms. It'll share it more with other viewers. So that's definitely a great free way to support the channel. And subscribing is free as well, as long as you have a YouTube account set up with your email. It'll just notify you when I put out new videos, and you can always change the options of how often you're notified or whatever. And then, yeah, the other way, the last free way to support the channel, of course, is to physically send it to friends or family if you feel guided. But yeah, thank you guys so much. And get your ass over here. Come on, you want to show your ass on camera? You knocking stuff over? Let me show you guys real quickly. Come here, baby. It's okay. You're the good one. Oh, you're the good one. Okay. So this is the good one, guys. She's in her cone. She had a little boo-boo, but the badass is over there. So anyway, she's showing you her boo-boo. Yes, we know. I know. You're going to be better. You okay. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. And yes, I was starting to say we will be back tomorrow with, where are we going now? We're going to Leo and Virgo for tomorrow. And if we have time to do more, we will. So, yeah, anyway, guys, take care. I'll see you later. All right, bye.